2024 British HillClimb champion, and you got married. So how's the off-season been for you?
It's been really busy, to be honest with you. Yeah, as you said, we got married at the back end of last year. The car's all ready to go for this year, but not too much change from last year, and hoping for another great season ahead.
You were testing at Lowton Park last weekend, running an event, and I actually watched it on the live stream, funny enough. And you were like, I don't know what was going on, but you were sort of like a rocket ship. And I understand it was your personal best you went up the hill last weekend with.
Yeah, I don't really know where that came from. It was just the car was feeling fantastic. I'm sort of getting into the swing of it, I think, for this year already. So using old tyres and just having a bit of a play around really with a few setup tweaks, and the car was feeling great. So it was a PB for me on the Sunday, which was great. But no points for the British Championship last weekend. That starts this weekend, so it's definitely all to play for.
It is the first round of the championship this weekend, so all the cards are now on the table. Who do you think? Now we know Alex is only doing a part season due to family. I talked to Will Hall and Trevor. They're happy back. You know, we want to win, but we'll go for it. I haven't talked to Wallace. I think Wallace seems to be back on form. He was slightly off form last year. Had some issues. Is he going to be your biggest? You think he's going to be the biggest chaser, or any of them going to give you a hard time?
I think it's probably too hard to say. I mean, I don't think you can count any of this row of cars out. No. Everyone has great results throughout the year, and last year, there was a lot of different winners throughout the year, especially in the first half, and even by the middle of the year when we got to the Channel Islands, we certainly couldn't tell what the final result was going to be. So. I don't think I'd count anyone out. I'm sure Wallace will be as quick as he is. There's a reason he's won the championship multiple times. He's got a great package and some great driving and lots of hills and lots of hill records still to beat.
So, you in with a shout? Do the double?
That's certainly the aim, isn't it? It's got to be the plan. I'm hoping we can have some good results throughout the year. I don't think it's probably not worth specifically thinking about the championship until a little bit later on. It's about weekend by weekend doing as well as you can at each one to start the season, and then probably, we get to the midpoint, we get to Wiscombe, Channel Islands, that kind of like June, July period, and I think we can look at the leaderboard then and see what's possible and aim for the top if we can.
So you figure it's going to be another close battle season. Nobody's going to dominate this. This is going to be all over the place. You went out in practice this morning. You like you said, a PB last weekend, and you must have been feeling really comfortable. Is that comfort still there this morning?
I think so, yeah. It wasn't the best run in the world, but I was happy with it for a first practice. The first one on the weekend with colder tyres, having not been here for a while, a bit of an unknown. They've done a bit of resurfacing around the top of the S's, so just sussing that out in the first one. But so far so good. Lots still to do today, and then tomorrow's when it really counts in the sunshine.
So a little testing and development today, ready for the time runs tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And tyres have been tricky. We don't really know what availability we're going to have all year. So we're using all the oldest rubber we can get hold of for practice, and we'll put something slightly better on for tomorrow too.
So I noticed that most of the competitors have Avons on. Now, they're no longer available, but you guys still have the tyres from last year. So that's what you're using at the moment. But Hoosier is now with us. They've come out with tires for you guys. I've talked to a couple of the other competitors. They said the Hoosiers, you need to do some minor chassis adjustments, but nothing too major to make them work. But the Avons you guys are comfortable with, and it's a long championship, so you guys are going to run the Avons as much as you can. As I take it, that's the plan.
I think that's currently the plan. Although to be honest, we kind of need to see the results of this weekend to know that for sure. Everybody's looking at what everyone else is doing to see what works well. So the proof will come out, I think, over time. Certainly in some of the smaller engine cars, we've seen lots of people moving over to Hoosiers and getting some really strong times. I think for the moment we've still got some Avons and it's what we're comfortable with. So for this weekend at least, that's what we'll stick with. But I think we're going to have to go on whichever we think is quickest at the time. The setup changes aren't massive in terms of the dimensions of the tyres, but we might have to run different pressures and geometry and other things. I don't think we're quite sure yet.
Yeah, the tyres behave a little bit differently. They kind of squirm a little bit. I will notice out of the top 10 cars, Only Paul Hames in number 10 and Alex with his DJ are on Hoosiers. The rest of you are all running Avon. So I take it Paul and Alex are going to be everybody's going to be watching them a little bit to see what exactly is going on.
Yeah, definitely. Alex was on a set of Hoosiers at Shelsley for a test a couple of weeks ago, and I think everybody was probably watching those times to see how he got on, and he seems to be going really well.
Well, thank you for your time, Matt. I know you got to get back and you guys are still doing all the tinkering. You always got to tinker that. And your mom's running in the Formula Ford this weekend as well. So glad it's made 2 runs now, hasn't it? So that's good. They've had some technical problems with it previously. So good luck with everything. Let's see how the weekend pans out for you. Thank you
Very much.